And if you startle her too much, it used to mean you get lynched. Matter of fact, I think she could scream rape now and you get taken down.
You are now listening to P.A.R. That's People Activity Radio, and I'm your host, John G. Horse. Welcome. You have found your family in a peaceful place. P.A.R. is a family-friendly information distribution program seeking to inform non-white people, in particular black classifieds, and assist them in counter-racist codification. The title of today's episode is Codified Interpretation versus Perpetual Confusion, Episode 2. Trayvon Martin, Nipsey Hussle, and Kobe Bryant. White Magic 101. Let's get it in. Almost 2 weeks ago, our nation was hit with the tragic, sad news that legendary basketball player Kobe Bryant had met his sudden death in a tragic helicopter crash. With Kobe Bryant was his lovely daughter by the name of Gigi and 7 other victims of this tragedy. Parents, children, and helicopter pilot. It hit everybody like a sledgehammer because you are dealing with the confusion and unreputable internet craze saying Kobe is dead. And then once you came to grips with, oh my goodness, this did happen, you find out that fellow victim, attempted father Kobe Bryant, was in a helicopter with his lovely baby girl. That had to cut you. And if it didn't cut you, I don't even know what to tell you. That being said, in the days following, there was a pouring out of mourning, remorse, reflection, sobbing, crying. His family and friends, former teammates, everybody who Kobe Bryant was in contact with or touched, rightfully so, was purging out confusion and mourning and sorrow. And goodness gracious, his wife and his, I believe, other 3 daughters, my goodness, as a parent, as a human being, I'm still not recovered. You understand me? It's like a atomic bomb has hit on ground zero, and I'm on ground zero. The interesting thing to me is there was an outpouring of responses worldwide. In Kobe Bryant's 40 to 41 years, he had touched a lot of souls around this world. For whatever it was, he did, and I'm gonna recognize that. That being said, here on P.A.R. People Activity Radio, we deal with the global system of racism and white supremacy. So we're going to look at this tragedy under the context of white terror, domination, also known as the global system of racism, white supremacy, or systematic anti-blackness. And last I checked, Kobe Bryant is classified as black, as well as his daughter, even though she has a non-black parent. Let's move on. And once again, like I always do, I'm going to repeat the title of today's episode, and the title goes Codified Interpretation versus Perpetual Confusion, Episode 2, Trayvon Martin, Nipsey Hussle, and Kobe Bryant, White Magic 101. And we are going to critique the clips that I played at the beginning of the show, which was heavily dealing with a lot of people who are classified as black squabbling and voicing their disagreement with fellow victims who are classified as black in response to our victim status and or in response to someone's reaction to their victim status. I hope I'm not confusing you. Let's move on. The first clip, or one of the first clips I played, was the interview with Gayle King. And Gayle King, by the way, is an author and a broadcast journalist for the show titled CBS This Morning. I believe the show started in 2012, and Gayle King, who's most prominently known for her friendship with the mega journalist Oprah Winfrey, is a staple member or journalist on the show CBS This Morning. And the title of the show, once again, I'm going to say it again. You're going to figure out why I'm saying the show's title more than one time, because there's a point I'm trying to make. The show is called CBS This Morning. She's also an editor or senior editor of the magazine O, and we all know the magazine O as Oprah Winfrey's magazine, or the Oprah magazine, for the lack of a better term. So when you say Gayle King, you're almost saying Oprah Winfrey. They are extremely connected. They are completely connected to each other in the mainstream media, or from the mainstream media perspective. Hell, the woman's known as Gayle King is known as Oprah Winfrey's friend. But I digress. There's a point here when analyzing the tragic transition, the tragic helicopter crash of recently deceased Kobe Bryant. I'm going to try or attempt to remove confusion by using counter-racist codification. Now the question would be, there is no confusion, John G. Horse. Kobe Bryant's no longer with us. Why are you digging and shoveling, trying to find or blame white folks for his death? That's not the point. I'm not blaming anybody. What I'm doing is critiquing the media's coverage of a foundational black American that apparently, unbeknownst to me, not only meant a lot to the prospective fans of the team that he played for his entire basketball career, which are the Los Angeles Lakers. He meant a lot to a lot of people worldwide. Not only that, he was an inspiration to a lot of the younger players that now are in the NBA, the National Basketball Association. Now, I'm going to say this the title of Gayle King's show that she's a broadcast journalist on one more time. CBS This Morning is the show that she is a broadcast journalist on. Since she's been that since 2012. And Kobe Bryant played for the Lakers, if not 2 decades, over 2 decades. I could be in error. You can fact check me. It's not about the facts. All we know is the brother played for the Los Angeles Lakers for a long, long time. Under that context, I'm going to put this little tidbit in before I continue. CBS is a white-owned mainstream media propaganda platform. Period. That's the premise. That's who Gayle King works for. Last I checked, Gayle King is black, classified or is classified as black. Now, if she ain't, I'm just admitting my confusion. But last I checked, from the looks of things and from everything that I see in the news, she's classified as black, and she calls herself a black woman. She identifies as a black woman. I have to say that, but I digress. CBS being a white mainstream media platform, CBS has a legacy, a long history of promoting things that support the global system of white domination. Over the years, CBS has learned how to refine itself, and over the years, they have, like other networks, hired non-white employees in all areas of the platform, behind and in front of the camera. But yet and still, just like the Los Angeles Lakers, which is also a white-owned franchise, athletic club that hires all types of people, white and non-white, in front of and behind the camera. But at the end of the day, just like CBS, the Los Angeles Lakers is a white-owned institution. Therefore, anything and everything that represents both CBS and the Los Angeles Lakers has to support, maintain, and or refine systematic white domination, or it's not good for business. You following me? Now here on P.A.R, People Activity Radio, John G. Horse has concluded we all are subject to global systematic anti-blackness, also known as global racism, white supremacy, and or as the Honorable Professor Kamal Cambone calls it, white terror domination. We all are subject to it. There ain't nowhere you're going to go and not have to adhere to the rules and regulation of the dominant society. And we have concluded the dominant society classify themselves as white and has a legacy of showing that they believe in the religion of white supremacy. So, back to Gayle King, employee of white-owned CBS This Morning. Broadcast journalist Gayle King of white-owned CBS This Morning was interviewing the lovely Lisa Leslie, who also was a longtime member of another white institution by the name of the Los Angeles Sparks. She's also a person, a woman, who is classified as black. And I'm referring to the lovely Lisa Leslie. And you're going to figure out why I refer to her as the lovely Lisa Leslie as I continue my critique of all this squabbling and confusion amongst foundational Black Americans as it pertains to Kobe Bryant's tragic transition death. So Gayle King asks multiple questions during this interview that is on CBS this morning. And she got to the question that we all know what's coming up, because we all are aware that Gayle King works for CBS. And in order for her to maintain her job, she has to maintain the maintenance and refinement of white domination, white supremacy, or systematic anti-blackness. She works for a suspected white supremacist platform. And I really ain't no suspected if you look at the legacy of CBS and their relationship with people who are classified as Black in the Americas and globally. You will quickly come to the conclusion that it is a refined white supremacist platform. I could be in error. Feel free to correct me in the comments below if I'm talking crazy. Let's move on. So she asks, Gayle King asks the lovely Lisa Leslie, also a Black woman, about her friend, Kobe Bryant, and the false accusations in his past of sexual misconduct. Lisa Leslie, hold on, I'm sorry, I apologize. The lovely Lisa Leslie, with class as she always does, responding is, there was a trial, and I'm paraphrasing, and it was dismissed, and we should leave it at that. I have never seen any of that behavior from my friend Kobe Bryant that was brought about by those false accusations in Colorado some years back. Matter of fact, it's so long ago, y'all have had plenty of time to ask questions. Nobody asked no questions, so let's just let that lay to rest and allow his family to grieve during this time. I mean, that's the respectful thing to do. And I'm paraphrasing the lovely Lisa Leslie, legendary WNBA basketball athlete, basketball player, basketball ambassador, who is a woman who's subject to Black classification. She's being interviewed by broadcast journalist Gayle King, also a woman who's subject to Black classification. Now I'm going to say this. Both women are images of success, perseverance, and hard work. I'm speaking about the lovely Lisa Leslie and Gayle King. Yes, I am. And this is where I'm going with this. We understand that in order to achieve anything in this society that we have concluded is dominated by the white supremacists, and you have that there thing called Black classification hanging over your shoulders, there is nothing that you are going to do that has any reminiscence of success without hard work and dedication and perseverance, because there is a whole bunch of pitfalls and trap holes waiting on you to keep you from succeeding in what is in ever you aspire to accomplish. Under that premise, Gayle King, broadcast journalist for CBS This Morning. Gayle King, editor for the O, known as Oprah's magazine. Gayle King, author, Gayle King, mainstream media personality, had to have worked extremely hard as a woman classified as black to get to where she is. Just like we can see Kobe Bryant, just like we can see the lovely Lisa Leslie sweating, running up and down a court, overcoming adversity on and off the playing field or the playing court. We could physically see Kobe Bryant play through injury. We could physically see the lovely Lisa Leslie play through injury. We could physically see Lisa Leslie have a child and get back on the court. We could physically see Kobe Bryant break fingers, break his Achilles, snap his Achilles. We could physically see the shot clock going down and the pressure is getting real thick. Kobe Bryant hitting buzzer beaters, Lisa Leslie hitting big shots in games. We have to assume in the other areas of competition, and in this particular case, journalism. Can we safely assume that Gayle King has had to overcome same adversity and work just as hard as we can see the athletes that we watch in our homes every weekend when we get some time off? I can safely suspect that. Now, if I'm in error, I'm in error again. Feel free to correct me in the comments. But I'm making a point. There ain't no easy way to success if you're classified as black. And unfortunately, we are under a system of racism and white supremacy. We are under white terror domination, systematic anti-blackness. Every institution, every platform that is going to compensate you if you have ambitions of being greatly compensated for your talents. In this case, Gayle King has a talent, a gift of gab. In this case, Gayle King is an author. In this case, Gayle King is a journalist. You're following me. Now, she may have a degree in something, I don't know. This is not about a degree. This is about if you aspire for success under the system of racism and white supremacy, you have to adhere to the dominant society. So Gayle King asked a question that clearly, had she not asked, she was going to have to answer to her paymasters. That makes her not the person in charge. That makes her subject to a higher entity. And if you are going to be successful as a person like Oprah Winfrey, if you're going to be successful as a person like the lovely Lisa Leslie, if you're going to be successful like a person like Kobe Bryant, if you're going to be successful like a person like Oprah Winfrey, you are going to have to kowtow. You are going to have to march and strum the strings of the dominant society. Ain't no way around it. In an alternative universe, if there was a platform owned by foundational black Americans, a mainstream media platform that at competitive wages, that pays a competitive wage next to CBS, NBC, ABC, CNN, CSNBC, Fox. If there was a foundational black American mainstream media institution that was cutting checks like them, then I can understand outrage when someone who's classified as black asks an uncomfortable question. But we're in a system of racism and white supremacy, last I checked. So that question is going to be asked by most every journalist. And the lovely Lisa Leslie answered the question in a codified manner. There was a case. Case was dismissed. Keep it pushing. Let's respect the family. The lovely Lisa Leslie, also a black woman. But I played the clip of Gayle King expressing her displeasure with how her interview with Lisa Leslie, which was not about Kobe's rape trial, but the question was asked. And you reserve the right, as the victim of racism and white supremacy, to respond to your victim status any way you choose. But when we're talking about the question that was asked, the lovely Lisa Leslie responded well, and Gayle King, also black woman, who asked the question, you may not agree with how she asked it, but can we take this angle? Gayle King's not in charge. Who's in charge? Who greenlit that clip being promoted to advertise or to market the interview? Fellow victim, woman who's classified as black, ambitious woman, talented woman who's classified as black, Gayle King, she says she didn't green like that. She says she was not consulted about that. She says she did not agree about that. She said she was a victim of her network, the CBS, white-owned white supremacist network, putting that clip out into the airwaves out of context. Now, what happened when that clip was put out? There was a response from Foundation of Black Americans, in particular some entertainers, one by the name of Snoop Dogg, the other by the name of 50 Cent, and they were asking, why would you ask that question? I don't agree with you asking that question. Can we let the can we let the family members of Kobe Bryant and respect them, etc., etc.? But, and some of the responses, in particular Snoop Dogg's response, did a lot of name calling, did a lot of blaming the fellow victim. And some of his language was perceived as threats toward Gayle King, network journalist of CBS This Morning. Gayle King then responded, hey, I didn't condone this. I would be just as angry as you guys if I would have seen that, but that was a small portion of the interview that I did with Lisa Leslie, and she explained her position on why she asked the question and why she doubled down on the question. I hear John G. Horst. I just think if you were working for a platform that was owned by the Foundation of Black American Community, hey, don't even ask that mess. We know that was some false allegations. It was proven to be because the woman refused to testify in her own so-called case against Kobe Bryant. I'm done with it. We don't need to talk about it anymore, but we got to understand everything that we watch, everything that we hear, everything that we see is owned by the dominant society, which has a legacy of mistreating people who are classified as black, and in particular, tarnishing the images of Foundation of Black American Men and Foundation of Black American Women. Wherever they get a chance, they will do it. Hell, Bill Cosby is sitting in jail right now behind some mess. This is not about Bill Cosby, so I digress. And I'm thinking to myself, nobody is looking at the dominant society. Everybody's squabbling. Foundational Black Americans are squabbling. Non-foundational Black Americans are squabbling. Oh, you shouldn't talk about Gayle King like that. Oh, why did Gayle King ask that question? Oh, it's black men versus black women. Wait a minute. And all the platforms that's promoting this confusion are again financed and owned by the usual suspects. The usual suspects are people who classify themselves as white and we suspect believe in white supremacy. While we're squabbling amongst one another, the white supremacists are going home laughing all the way to the bank. And that, fellow victims, is what I call white magic, or as the clip I play, a phenomenon. White Magic 101. Squabbling about who is to blame when don't nobody own no platforms. So I play some other clips to add a little context to the what I term as misdirected outrage to Gayle King. The outrage should be directed toward the CBS network because they had all power of attorney to market the interview or advertise the interview any way they chose, and they chose to market it the way that they did. Oh well, business as usual. Nothing to react about, nothing to get bent out of shape about. Let's get to the business of thought, let's get to the business as a group of correct thought, speech, and language. Let's get to the business of supporting and or creating platforms that can recruit talented people like Oprah Winfrey, that can recruit talented people like Gayle King, and they can say what we want them to say, because the institution is about maintaining the dignity, maintaining the black self-respect, maintaining a level playing ground and correct information for foundational black Americans. That institution does not exist. We are in a society of anti-black platforms. Therefore, we're not going to agree with how we're portrayed. And so Snoop Dogg said something that is interesting. He said, "We are the worst. We are the worst." The young gentleman, the other entertainer behind Snoop Dogg, also said, emotionally screaming out, name calling, using all type of curse words, black people need to stop hurting black people for success. Well, let me tell you something. And I say this respectfully. The hell have Snoop Dogg and the other entertainers, and I cannot think of his name. I gotta get his name. 1 second, please, family. 1 second. What is his name? Lil Boosie. That's his name. Lil Boosie and Snoop Dogg. Listen, respectfully, I'm hard removed to find some constructive content coming out of your catalog before we start pointing fingers at other victims. And let's look at ourselves. I'm sure Lil Boosie and Snoop Dogg contribute lots of their time, lots of their resources. I do know Snoop Dogg has an athletic program that takes young men in his community off the streets. He teaches football. It's well documented. So I'm not going to say that he does not take his resources and support disenfranchised people who are classified as black. And I wouldn't say that about Lil Boosie. Also 50 Cent, I'm quite sure he uses his resources. I don't know any facts about this, but I'm quite sure he uses their resources and put them to causes to assist foundational black Americans in our position that we are in. Last hired, first fired, most miseducated, most targeted, most mistreated, etc., etc. You know the line of disenfranchisement that are directed and hurled toward us. So kudos to those brothers for responding to their victim status, And I'm speaking about Lil Bootsy, I'm speaking about Snoop Dogg, and I'm speaking about 50 Cent, and there's a whole bunch of other people responding to their victim status, whichever way you are on the side. Are you on Gayle King's side? Are you on Snoop Dogg's side? Doesn't matter. Gayle King and Snoop Dogg are both classified as black. Gayle King and Snoop Dogg, both success is owed to platforms which is financed and owned by people who classify themselves as white and believe in white supremacy. They are not representatives of any codified institution that is financed and owned and dedicated to the maintenance and survival of people who are classified as black in the United States of America. Therefore, we out here in the wild, wild west. That's what we have. Snoop Dogg shouldn't have cussed that woman out. Well, I agree. He shouldn't have. But we cannot tell somebody how they should feel about their victim status. VGQ Snoop Dogg, VGQ Gayle King. I choose to keep my eye on the usual suspects. The CBS network, Entertainment Tonight, Fox, CNBC, NBC, ABC, UPN, white-owned institutions. And I'll take this opportunity to promote the idea. How about we get our own stuff? Let's just get one network right now that is dedicated to the maintenance, is dedicated to the survival, is dedicated to the promotion of an informed, foundational Black American community. That is what P.A.R. aims to be. That's my pleasure. That's my inspiration. That's my lane. I got to put some punches in the game. We are thirsty for a platform because family, every platform now, we are visitors in. You understand how that works? And if we do not adhere to the good old boy, grand old rules of white terror domination, we ain't gonna have no job. Ain't gonna be no Gayle King if she don't acquiesce to the paymasters. Cutting checks, creating an economic base, financing and manifesting platforms, apparatuses, and institutions that support your survival. Black media is needed. It's too late in the game for this. It's 2020, and we still running around here crying about how we are perceived and how our images are promoted on these known anti-black platforms. Oprah Winfrey is not, her success is not predicated upon support from the Black American community. Neither is Gayle King. Hell, neither is Kobe Bryant, neither is Snoop Dogg, neither is Lil Bootsy, neither is 50 Cent, neither is the lovely Lisa Leslie. We ain't paying for them high-ass tickets at the Laker games. And we not cutting checks to athletes like the lovely Lisa Leslie and Kobe Bryant. For example, Kobe Bryant received the same backlash, the same responses when he was asked by the New Yorker in an interview, how do you feel about LeBron James, who was then at the Miami Heat, white-owned Miami Heat franchise, him and his teammates wearing hoodies in response to George Zimmerman not being arrested for murdering then child Trayvon Martin. And I gotta get this quote verbatim. 1 second, family. 1 second. I gotta get this quote verbatim. I'm gonna sound like a robot, but I'm gonna read Kobe Bryant's response. And the New Yorker advertised this, saying, this is what the New Yorker said. This is not what Kobe Bryant's response had nothing to do with what the New Yorker said. But the New Yorker said, Kobe Bryant does not support LeBron James and fellow teammates in supporting the Trayvon Martin family. and you read the quote. And the quote was all over the news and everybody was hooping and hollering. And this is the quote in response to LeBron James and fellow teammates at the Miami Heat wearing hoodies to support the Trayvon Martin family after the news was found that George Zimmerman was not going to be arrested. And his quote was, "I won't react to something just because I'm supposed to, because I'm an African American. That argument doesn't make any sense to me. So we want to advance as a society and a culture, but say if something happens to an African American, we immediately come to his defense, yet you want to talk about how far we've progressed as a society. Well, we've progressed as a society, then don't jump to somebody's defense just because they're African American. You sit and you listen to the facts, just like you would any other situation, right? So I won't assert myself." He's basically saying, hey, I don't know the facts to the Trayvon Martin case. I am a person that's about justice. Because he's talking about justice. Let me sit back and listen to the facts. Once I listen to the facts, then I will come to a conclusion based upon the information that I have. But if I have no information, what conclusions did I come to? I'm just responding because somebody's black. Then you're out there, just like the situation with Juicy Smollett. You're out there, oh Lord Jesus, he got beat upside the head. Oh Lord Jesus, then it turned out this fool lying. Now you're out here with mud on your face instead of waiting for the facts. See how that works? Stop being so reactionary, family. Too late in the game. We gotta start putting our big woman and big man, grown man and grown woman britches on. We are not children. Nearly Fuller Jr. has an antidote that he always says: under the system of racism and white supremacy, people, men and women, males and females who are subject to black classification are children. And under that mentality, under that thought process, us reacting just because we hear a sound bite. I can bring up another anecdote. When then, I believe 21, 22, 23-year-old LeBron James was making a decision whether he was going to stay in Cleveland. And we know he ultimately decided that he was going to go to Miami, take his talent to Miami. And everybody that was classified as black was up in arms, talking about, I can't stand LeBron James. Who does he think he is, holding a primetime television show? Having us look at commercials to tell us whether he was going to decide to stay in Cleveland or go elsewhere, or Miami, or some other white-owned institution. Whoa. Last I checked, LeBron James was 21, 22, 23 years old. LeBron James was an independent contractor. LeBron James approached by, as I recollect, State Farm, white-owned institution, and Disney-owned ESPN. And they made a whole bunch of money, primetime advertising, Super Bowl commercials during then LeBron James' decision. I think LeBron James took whatever compensation he got for being on primetime and announcing whether he was going to stay in Cleveland or go to Miami. I think he took the proceeds from whatever little chump change they threw at him and put it toward one of his charities, trying to correct or trying to assist fellow victims of racism, white supremacy, as I recall. But everybody was talking about LeBron James then, 21, 22, 23 years old, who did not own any platform, who did not own no satellites, who did not own no television station. They blamed him for being on primetime. They said nothing about State Farm. They said nothing about Disney. They said nothing about ESPN, all institutions, all platform owned by white folks who actually controls what's going to be broadcasted, family. How the heck that young kid get blamed for all that? If there's any blame to be had. You understand me? Excuse my energy, family. I know I promised last show that the rants were going to stop. But again, I'm talking about codified interpretation versus perpetual confusion. Trayvon Martin, Nipsey Hussle, and Kobe Bryant. John G. Horse, I know everyone is asking, why'd you title it that? What Trayvon Martin and Nipsey Hussle got to do with the death of Kobe Bryant? I'm bringing this thing full circle, family. I like to try to take alternative angles instead of blaming other black people for responding to racism, white supremacy in the way that they chose to respond. And then we all victims. There is no correct way to victim status, but there is a need for a platform to promote codification, black self-respect, dignity for foundational black Americans. And I aim to be a spearhead. I aim to be an individual that is championing that duty. We are duty bound to control our own narrative. If the narrative is not controlled by us, suspect to be mistreated. Suspect to be mistreated. Last I checked, Gayle King works for CBS Morning Show. CBS Network. Last time I checked, Kobe Bryant worked for almost 20-something years for a white-owned Los Angeles Lakers franchise. Last time I checked, Snoop Dogg, distributors and record labels are all white-owned. I do know that Death Row Records was a black-owned institution, but that has folded under and has been replaced a long time ago. So whatever platform he transitioned to, he did go to Master P's platform, which was black-owned, and kudos to Master P. That's an individual that I will be discussing in a later time, on a later show, about tenacity, hard work, dedication, and creating our own. That seems to be the theme of this show. I think Gayle King's question was motivated by her being on a platform that is owned by suspected white supremacists. I believe Snoop Dogg's, Lil Bootsy, and 50 Cent's responses are due to the powerlessness for foundational black Americans. We do not have platforms where we can promote dignified, codified, less confused images of ourselves. So we cry out and we speak on other white supremacist platforms and critique each other about how we're responding to racism, white supremacy. Replace the system of racism, white supremacy, white terror domination, systematic anti-blackness. Replace that system with a system of justice. We ain't gonna do that without a propaganda mechanism, a propaganda platform, a foundational black American survival religious disposition is needed. We just got to get to the doing. So the lovely Lisa Leslie, Kobe Bryant, Snoop Dogg, Gayle King, Oprah Winfrey, and those talented individuals that come out of our community can actually work for us. Kobe Bryant was ripped apart in social media for his quote in response to LeBron James and the Miami Heat's wearing hoodies. But at the end of the day, thought, speech, and action is what we are. You are what you do. What you do is what you are. You are what you think. How you think is how you speak. How you speak is what you do. It's a constant cycle. So in one breath, everybody ripped Kobe apart for his logical response on when you hear something, you want all the information. It was marketed or advertised by the New Yorker as he disagrees with LeBron James. No, he's simply saying he's not a person that's going to react without all the information. LeBron James does not act from that code. He has the right to react how he did. He's seen a child murdered, and LeBron James, who was a little bit younger than Kobe at the time, he immediately, and he's seen it time and time again, he immediately say, hey, I'm going to support this child. This child was murdered. I don't care what the information is. I'm going to support a black child. I'm going to support his family because I don't want my black children to be murdered and nobody arrested. I respect LeBron James for his position. And LeBron James, to you, VGQ. I respect Kobe Bryant for his position. And I say to you, Kobe Bryant, may you rest in peace. VGQ. There is no right or wrong way to react to your victim status. But there is a code that needs to be administered. And one of the codes, black folks, stop name calling each other. Stop fighting one another. Stop squabbling with one another. Stop criticizing one another for how we as individuals respond to our victim status. Gayle King is an independent contractor. She is not subject. We're not cutting checks as a group to Gayle King. She's not our politician. She's not gonna do everything. Everything she do, you ain't gonna agree with. That's a saying that I always laugh about. That Master P always says. Everything ain't for everybody. And he says it in his New Orleans accent. Everything ain't for everybody. You're not gonna agree with everybody. That's not logical. So you need to let that go. Everything you do is not going to be liked. You need to let that go. But what I do promote here is correct thought, speed, and action. And I have been extremely long-winded, and I'm going to, cut it short. But I played a couple of clips of the Honorable Jim Brown, who we know his resume as it pertains to the black community, especially in the Los Angeles area, everything that he has done to try to thwart, try to correct the problem of the gang violence in the Los Angeles area is without reproach. His stats are up when it's about the black community. They wheeled our elder, Jim Brown, out. Lately, he was out there meeting with, last couple of years, I believe 2007, he had met with Donald Trump. He got beat down, and everybody was criticizing Jim Brown about why the hell he meeting with Trump, this, that, and the other. Again, VGQ Jim Brown, you doing what you think is best. And they asked him about Kobe Bryant's response to the Trayvon Martin case, which Kobe Bryant simply responded, I just need all the evidence before I can make a decision. And Jim Brown said that Kobe Bryant is doggone near an Uncle Tom or something like that, and I wouldn't invite him to a summit if I was going to have a summit of prominent black athletes. He basically put him in the O.J. Simpson category, and if anybody knows anything about O.J., O.J.'s famous for saying, I'm not African American, I'm O.J. I ain't like them other Negroes. Now, I don't know if he said that or not, but that is what is reported that he had said. But to O.J. Simpson, VGQ, you have the right to respond to your victim status any way you see fit in order to survive and maintain your sanity in this toxic environment. Jim Brown went on the Arsenio Hall and said some things about Kobe Bryant that I wouldn't agree with, but he was voicing his disagreement with Kobe Bryant's position on the Trayvon Martin case. But Kobe Bryant, once he got all the information, went on record. And I quote, this is Kobe Bryant's tweet after he got the information about the Trayvon Martin murder. Trayvon was wrong. That's my opinion, and that's what I believe the facts showed. The system did not work. Hashtag my opinion. Hashtag tweet your thoughts. I'm going to say what Kobe Bryant's response was again. Trayvon Martin was wrong. That's my opinion, and that's what I believe the facts showed. The system did not work. Hashtag my opinion. Hashtag tweet your thoughts. That's Kobe Bryant's position on Trayvon Martin after he practiced his code, getting all the information. That's after the trial when George Zimmerman walked, after he received all the information. And to you, Kobe Bryant, VGQ. Now, there was a young LA-based entertainer by the name of Nipsey Hussle, who was extremely touched and moved by the Trayvon Martin case and the injustice that was practiced toward Trayvon Martin, the victim of a legally sanctioned murder of a child. And this entertainer out of LA goes by the name of Nipsey Hussle. He was so moved that he held a walk. He held a gathering in Los Angeles, which is on the other side of the country, in support of the Trayvon Martin family. And in this march, I believe a prominently, legendarily recognized hero of the Los Angeles community showed up with his wife. And that individual that showed up to Nipsey Hussle's march for justice in support of Trayvon Martin family, that athlete who showed up and spoke and supported Trayvon Martin's family went by the name of Kobe Bryant. And Nipsey Hussle and Trayvon Martin's family was all in one spot, promoting justice and doing what they can to correct the residue, the effects of racism and white supremacy as it pertains to people who are classified as black. And that's where I'm going to end the show, because I can go on and on and on, but again, I'm powerless and I'm trying to manifest power. Black media is needed. That's the lesson in this whirlwind of confusion and squabbling of black people. And when I say black media, I'm talking about foundational black American media that is going to promote the interests, promote an informed foundational black American community. Whoever we offend, so be it. It's about our survival. And without further ado, I'm going to cue two clips. I'm going to cue a small portion of the speech in 2014 of Kobe Bryant and a small portion of the speech in 2014 of Nipsey Hussle during the Trayvon Martin march supporting Trayvon Martin's mother and father, who also was present in Los Angeles. And to all the foundational black Americans who've listened to the show and may disagree, feel free to comment. Because I could be error. I don't know everything. But correct thought, speed, and action, counter racist logic is a must. And it's only going to be promoted on a platform that we create and support for ourselves. P.A.R. People Activity Radio aspires to be such a platform. Without further ado, Nipsey Hussle and Kobe Bryant. Cue the clip. Cue the clip.
I'm seeing a word. Phenomenon.
I think we identify with a way of dressing, a way of looking, a way of talking. And we feel like we don't talk, dress, look, act, and think like that, we on the outside of something. We not on the inside. We not a part of what's going on. We not necessarily, you know, cool, if that's the word we'll use, right? So I think that's what we should address also. Like, it ain't cool to be getting pulled over 3 and 4 times a week. It's not cool going back and forth to jail on BS. It's not cool putting your family through changes and your mama getting late night phone calls, and that's not cool. What's cool is figuring your way out, take care of your folks, putting your people on new information that's gonna empower this next generation. And in our own people, we gotta lace our youngsters and tell them, like, you know, think, it's chess, it's not checkers. Yeah, all right, you might feel like you look a certain way by carrying yourself, walking away, talking away, being solo, but what's your end game? What you out here for? What are you after? And when I started asking myself the questions, I was able to make decisions a lot better. Because I wasn't thinking what looked cool. I'm thinking, what outcome do I want? I want to be successful. I don't want to go get life in jail like a gang of people I grew up with. I want to stand up on my potential. And then I start making decisions based on what I wanted. I've been in jail. Nobody in jail wants to be in jail. Everybody calling their lawyer, calling their girl, asking for pictures, stressing, trying to get out as soon as possible. So if you know that you don't want to be in there before you get there, it might make a little sense to consider that with your decision-making process, you know?
I'm seeing a word. Phenomenon.
Standing here as a basketball player, dealing with adversity, with an Achilles injury, and is too old, and you come back and play. And, you know, those are all pressures that we as athletes deal with. Those are challenges that we deal with. And when you look at those challenges in a vacuum, they feel like they're the most important, the most significant things in the world that are going on when you look at them in isolation. However, when you step outside of that, you look at Sabrina, Tracy, what they had to go through as a family, and what they've come out of, that's true adversity, and that's responding to true conflict and being true inspirations. And what they're doing now, telling that story, I believe, is absolutely phenomenal, because those are stories that need to be told. And players such as myself and others who have kind of the platform, our responsibility is more than putting the ball in the basket, but it's helping them have the platform to be able to for the kids that are here, the one thing that I will say is find your passion. Find what you are absolutely passionate about. And it takes some searching, it takes some, experimenting, whether it's writing, or photography, or whatever the case may be. Find what you're passionate about. And the reason why that is so important is because once you find what you're passionate about, everything else in your life lines up. Everything makes sense. You wake up in the morning and you have an absolute purpose of what you're here to do and what you're here to accomplish. So I challenge all the young people here and the adults here to help the next generation find what they're passionate about. And then it becomes our responsibility to guide them and mentor them along the way so that they accomplish great things and wind up changing the world. And it starts with us. So I'm not going to keep you guys any longer. Thank you so much for having me here, and have a blessed day. Thank you.
I'm seeing a word. Phenomenon.
Nipsey Hussle, Kobe Bryant, straight no chaser, ball, and I hope I have contributed to less confusion. And always remember, keep learning and stay codified.